Alright, so what the fuck is up with YouTube only giving us 10 minutes to do these fucking videos? Like, what is that accomplishing? I'm gonna upload, like, 4 parts of this video. Anyway, why not just let me make a fucking 40-minute video? Doesn't make sense. Anyway, here we go. This is gonna be the answer video here. It's gonna take me probably 2 or 3 videos to get through this, so I'm just gonna get started. Question number 1, how many movies have you been in, and how long have you been acting? I've actually never been in a movie. A lot of people say, well, if you don't do movies, if you've never done any movies professionally, then you're not an actor. Well, fine, whatever. I do theater. I'm a stage actor. Theater is really my passion. I've done tons and tons of shows. I've been acting since I was a really little kid. I think I was in my first show when I was 6 years old. When I was younger, I used to do poetry readings and stuff, like competitive stuff. I really got into theater in junior high and high school. My entire academic career from junior high all the way through high school was pretty much consumed with theater, and I continue to do it now that I'm an adult. I do local community theater and college, university level theater. Those types of theater are really my passion. I've never really wanted to do like a really big main stage thing. I suppose I would if I was given the opportunity to do it, but I really have a passion for community theater. I love local stuff. So that's what I do. And let's see, what artist do you think has had the most negative impact on music in, say, the last 10 years? Anybody that's read my MySpace might have seen my blog about this. I think it's Sheryl Crow, hands down. I think that woman has wiped her snatch on more fucking like classic music than anybody in the last 10 years, easily. She's made a career out of taking these really great fucking songs and dumbing them down and turning them into Sheryl Crow songs and releasing them onto the radio. She's got legions of fans that don't know that these are covers, that think that she's just like a brilliant lyricist. I fucking hate her. I'm sure that people could argue about this endlessly, but Sheryl Crow is my answer. Let's see. Were you able to stop smoking? Are you doing well on that? Yes, I was. I haven't had a cigarette in well over a month now. I stopped using the nicotine gum after about 4 days. I just gave up on it because it really wasn't helping, and I thought I'm just prolonging my pain here by continuing to introduce nicotine into my system, so I just quit it. So yeah, I have been successful on that. What was the one thing that you can say led you to atheism? I don't think there is any one particular concrete fucking thing that I could say that this was why I became an atheist. There are any number of things that kind of led me to become skeptical of religion, led me to kind of look into it and question it. I'll give you an example of one. I have a sister, a biological sister, who's 3 years younger than me. We were always really close, and we had a lot in common. She was basically like a female version of me. She was really outgoing, had a lot of friends, really funny. I'm not tooting my own horn here, but I am all of those things. Anyway, I moved out of state after high school. I moved really far away. I wasn't able to come home and visit very often. And she fell on some really hard times after I moved out of state. She broke up with a boyfriend that she'd been with for a very long time and basically had a mental breakdown. And found religion as something to comfort her through that. And it wasn't just that she began to go to church or began to take religion more seriously, because we were both raised in a moderately Christian household. She became a fundamentalist Christian. When I came back, when I moved back, I didn't know her anymore. I didn't know who she was. I didn't recognize her. It wasn't just that she had changed a few things, stopped cussing so much, stopped drinking. She was fundamentally a different person. It was fake. It was completely and utterly fake. She had shoehorned herself into this, like, what she thought the perfect Christian should be, in order to exercise some sort of control over her life that she felt was out of control. And to this day, even though we have a much better relationship now because I've had to come to terms with it, I've had to find a way to maintain a relationship with my sister despite this. And I have, and I think we have a pretty good relationship now. But to this day, every time I hang out with her, every time I see her, I still just can't get over the fact that I feel like she's being fake. So that little incident really kind of caused me to question religion and start looking into, just being skeptical in general. Let's see. How often do you blast crystal meth? Once per day or multiple times per day? I'm assuming that this is a reference to the fact that I get really animated sometimes in videos and I look around and stuff. Yeah, no, I don't do crystal meth. You know, I'm comfortable in front of the camera now. If you look at some of my really old videos, you see what I was like when I was really uncomfortable talking to the camera. I was kind of like really boring and slow and not really myself at all because I was really concerned about what I was doing in front of the camera at all times. Now I don't. Now I'm really extremely comfortable talking to the camera, so I no longer have any of those hang-ups. And in my personal life, that's just how I am. When I'm talking very emphatically about something, I use my hands. I tend to talk fast. I dart around. I look around. That's just who I am. Other people have made comments on the fact that I look like I'm really wired. I'm not. I did do crystal meth one time, my senior year of high school, and it was not a pleasant experience. Not something I would ever want to do again. Yeah, stimulants are not my bag. I'm much more of a downer kind of guy when it comes to drugs. So no, I don't. If you die and meet God in the afterlife, who would you like as a defense lawyer? Matlock. This would work out great for me because Andy Griffith is dead. So if there is a heaven, he's there. So I'd be able to get Matlock. Yeah, Matlock. I grew up watching Matlock. Matlock could talk the guiltiest motherfucker in the world out of prison. None of his clients were ever guilty, and if they were, he exposed them. But you know, I think that if I could talk Matlock into really aggressively defending me, that if anybody could talk God into forgiving my blaspheming ass and letting me through the pearly gates, it would be him. If he wasn't available, then Johnny Cochran. You'd be stupid to pick anybody else. Let's see here. Amazing Atheist asked me about 4 different, paragraphs of questions. So here we go. How much would you charge to suck a horse's cock? This is a question that I'm assuming is supposed to be really hard for me to answer, honestly, but it's not. I've actually talked with my friends about things like this before. I'm a firm believer that when it comes to doing things that are embarrassing, for you, not necessarily things that harm other people. Like, you couldn't pay me any amount of money to kill somebody. I just wouldn't be able to do it. But when it comes to stuff that's embarrassing or hard for me to do, I have a price. And so do you, motherfuckers. People that sit there and say, I say, would you eat that pile of dog shit for 20 grand? People say, no, I wouldn't. You're a fucking liar. If that 20 grand was sitting in front of you in a briefcase, and you knew that nobody would ever have to know about it, and you were just going to get this 20 grand, you would eat that pile of dog shit. You're a motherfucking liar. And if not for 20 grand, then for some amount of money, you would do it. So I've actually talked about this, and I'm a firm believer that everybody's got their price when it comes to stuff that's personally degrading. So I would suck a horse's cock for $1 million after taxes. If I had a cool million in the bank, and under the stipulation that this is not being filmed, and nobody ever has to know about it other than the horse, me, and the guy that's paying me. Unless I choose to tell somebody. I would blow a horse for $1 million after taxes. If you found yourself sexually attracted to a baby, would you kill yourself? Yes, probably would. Especially if it was like an attraction that was turning into a compulsion or something. Like I had to go out and start victimizing kids, or I knew that I was going to at some point. Yeah, I'd probably just jump off a building or something. I'd much rather do that than become a child predator. If rain was lethal to you, would you move to the desert or just rely on umbrellas to protect you? This shows a fundamental misunderstanding of the desert. I lived in the desert for 3 years, and the desert gets fucking monsoons, where it rains harder than I've ever experienced anywhere else on the planet. The desert that I lived in gets more rain than the temperate climate I live in now, inch-wise per year. So, no, I wouldn't fucking move to the desert to escape rain. I would probably stay right the fuck where I am, get some galoshes and an umbrella and tough it out.